All right, welcome to RCAM. I'm your host Ryan, and thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for tuning in today. So we got a lot on the docket today. We're going to be talking about this whole very quick incident with Kyle Rittenhouse saying he wasn't going to vote for Trump, and then 12 hours later backtracking on that. So we'll talk about that. Because he folded like a cheap lawn chair, and then we'll also talk about Angela Carini, who also folded. So I guess like we can make folding a category in the Olympics because we have these two that are really going for the gold there. So we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about UFOs because it's been a while since we talked about something a little bit weird. So I'm stoked to talk about that. And there might be another story. It might be too much, though. I don't know. We'll see if we talk about it involving an eel. And it's disgusting. We'll also talk about Batman the Caped Crusader and how that is going woke. So, yeah, all that today and more on RCAM. So if you like this content, please like, share, subscribe, do all of those things. If you are not following me on Rumble, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, download the Rumble app, search my name, RCAM. I should come up. I should be one of the first people to come up. And go ahead and follow my channel. And that way you can get notifications and you can know when I go live. And we go live every Tuesday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I do want to let you know that you can download the Rumble app on your TV. So it's available on LG and Roku and most TVs you can get it on. So go ahead and download that. And yeah, let's get into the story. All right. So Kyle Rittenhouse, obviously, he's most well known for using his firearm to protect himself from a gang of thugs that were attempting to take his life. And he won this self-defense case, and he was a conservative hero, man. People were celebrating him. Everybody's really encouraged by him, willing to fight against the woke mob, and he ended up persevering. And since then, he's made some media appearances, and he's been a staunch supporter of Second Amendment rights. I think that's a good thing. I think we can all agree that's a good thing. And today he did something that caught everybody threw everybody for a loop. All right. So he released a statement on the 2024 presidential race. So we are going to play that and then we're going to talk about it. So this is 13 hours ago. All right. 13 hours, things can change really quick in 13 hours. So let's play this and we'll get into it.
Hi, I'm Kyle Rittenhouse, Outreach Director for Texas Gun Rights. A lot of people are upset that I said I'm going to be writing in Ron Paul for President of the United States. And that is true. I will be writing in Ron Paul. Unfortunately, Donald Trump had bad advisors making him bad on the Second Amendment, and that is my issue. If you cannot be completely uncompromisable on the Second Amendment, I will not vote for you, and I will write somebody else in. We need champions for the Second Amendment, or our rights will be eaten away and eroded each day. I support my decision, and I have no takebacks.
Spoiler alert, he does have takebacks. So, and he put this: you must stand by your principles. So he released his statement, he shared it, and the backlash was swift. I mean, it was swift. This is Cat Turd, and by the way, it's kind of crazy to me that this guy, Cat Turd, has 2.7 million followers, and he's like the MAGA ringleader. I mean, he goes hard for Trump, all right? And I'm not, if you support Trump, that's fine. But he does kind of lean in the direction of kind of being cult-like. I'm just going to be real. So he said, I've never in my life following politics for 40 years, seen a bigger betrayal than Kyle Rittenhouse. The left was trying to put him in prison for life, and MAGA came to the rescue, and so did Trump. Almost every dime for his great defense lawyers and every dime he has in the bank is because of MAGA. We promoted him, financed him, prayed for him, and on and on. That arrogant video he made was a slap in the face to everybody who carried him for years. Never seen such a delusional, egotistical, out for touch, I think he means out of touch, video in my life. I blocked that backstabbing, ungrateful punk. Again, I've never seen a betrayal of this magnitude aimed at the people who literally saved his life. So he's not allowed to stand by what he believes. I mean, obviously he doesn't even believe that, but still, it's the principle. You know, he's not allowed to actually, want Trump to defend the Second Amendment right, our Second Amendment right. There's a reason I'm on the fence about voting for Trump, and it's because I don't think Trump is is pro-life enough. I think there are severe areas where he is compromised that makes it difficult for me to want to vote for him. So I go back and forth. I go back and forth, and I really struggle with the idea of voting for somebody that held the pride flag, waved it in the air, which he did. Backtracked. Called 6-week abortion bans basically extreme, and did some stuff that I think he needs to be taken to task on, and he needs to change his position. So we'll see what happens. The election is 3 months away, so we'll see. But anyway, Cat Turd eventually blocked him. He said, bye forever. I can stomach a lot of things, but backstabbing millions of people who supported you at your lowest point, then turning on Trump after he got shot, can't stomach it. Won't put up with it, forgotten forever. All right, what is it? Resident of Cantos in the chat. Yeah, he was excited at first, and now he's not. Low, you're low. No, you're not. He's the best we have right now. All right. As far as Trump is, yeah, I agree. He's certain. I mean, who else is there? There's nobody else. But at the same time, part of me, and I'm just going to be fully transparent, kind of just letting you guys know my thoughts on this. I do sincerely struggle with the idea of voting for Trump because he of some of the things that he's done, some of his positions, his stance on abortion, him pandering to the LGBTQ plus. I don't like that, and we've seen the Republican Party do that type of stuff, and it makes me uncomfortable. Now, the part of me that wants to vote is saying, well, I'm not technically voting for Trump. I'd be voting against Kamala, because basically it'd be a damage mitigation vote, but not because I actually believe in Trump, because I actually don't think that Trump's a good representative of Christian values at all. So I don't believe he is. But I do believe, at least the economy would be better under him, and he would secure our border. I think he would do good for the country. But at the same time, there's just this, I don't know. I struggle with it. I really do. All right. So this is from Joey Manarino. So he has almost 500,000 followers. And he said, Kyle Rittenhouse took the support of MAGA and Donald Trump, but now is completely turning on him to write in a candidate in 2024 after all the movement did for him. Absolutely disgusted with this kid. Now, I do think it's kind of dumb for him to write in a candidate, because just don't vote, because you are unintentionally just taking votes away, or giving a vote to Kamala that way, because who the hell is going to vote for Ron Paul? No, nobody is. Nothing against Ron Paul, but it's just not going to happen. So, yeah, people are raging out. And now that Kyle Rittenhouse, we'll just read his statement real quick, because he ends up retracting. Over the past 12 hours, I've had a series of productive conversations with members of the Trump team, and I am confident he will be the strong strong ally gun owners need to defend our Second Amendment rights. My comment made last night were ill-informed and unproductive. I'm 100% behind Trump and encourage every gun owner to join me in helping send him back to the White House. I don't think I've ever seen somebody fold that quickly to online. I mean, that was 13 hours ago. He was saying that he wasn't going to change his mind, that he was principled. And it took one phone call. Yeah, no, you're not doing that. To get you to change your mind? What about those principles, buddy? Come on. So if you are going to be principled, stand by your principles. Now, I'm not now with my vote, I am not drawing a line in the sand saying I'm not voting or I am voting. I'm literally struggling with it. So I'm thinking through it. I could be persuaded either way. But I'm thinking through this. Him, though, but if I do say, that's it, I'm done, I'm not voting, I will not vote for him. That's a fact. So, I'm toying with this, but he made a public statement and now he's completely backtracked on it. But this is why I think like MAGA can have cult-like things, because of this statement right here. Kyle Rittenhouse apologized and came back to MAGA. We can stop attacking him now. This is why you have to put intense pressure on people. He likely saw everything flash before his eyes and came home to where he belongs. Good on him. He better prove himself loyal now until November 5th. That sounds like a threat. This sounds like leftist behavior. It sounds like leftism. President Cantor writes, it can be cult-like. Yeah, this is exactly one of those instances where it does sound cult-like. Yeah, Trump is not God. He's just a man. And to me, a candidate, I'm only loyal to a candidate if they have a strong platform and are going to represent my values. Then I would be loyal to a candidate. Then I would support them. If they were firm on representing my values. But if Trump starts to get swayed by the left and starts to pander to get moderates and starts to, Christian standards, exactly. I have Christian standards. I vote with a Christian worldview. And if he starts to pander to win over moderates and soften his principles to get votes, well, that gives me pause. That makes me think, I don't know about this. Because then if he's swayed that way, what other ways can he be swayed? I want somebody that actually is principled. This is just really weird and unhinged behavior to me. There was another one I want to read. This was by Chad Prather. Oh, well, Kyle, I regret to inform you that I will no longer be one of your guests on September 12th at the TXGR event. I reckon you can write someone else in. This is not the way, buddy. So, they just applied the pressure campaign, man, and Rittenhouse folded. He folded, man. 12 hours, man, and he just completely gave up. And actually, I want to read Bryson Gray's post on this. I'm trying to find it. Give me 1 second, because he made a good post, because he actually claims to have talked to Rittenhouse, and he said that Rittenhouse's tune was different. So where is it? All right. He said, I talked to Kyle on the phone today. I did not expect this outcome. So what, like to me, what changed? What did they do to make him change that quick? Because Bryson Gray didn't expect him to fold. It makes me think, do they have something? Do they have something over him? What? Because I don't know. It can't just be the backlash that he was getting on the internet to make him fold that quick. So I don't know. It's weird to me. It is weird, And when leftists call us weird, all right, I can see what they're saying in this regard, because this is weird, and it is cult-like behavior. Do what we say or else. We shouldn't be doing that. You know, especially if we claim to be the people that are open to big ideas. Also, not that I agree with this, that we're claiming now to be the big tent party. Oh, really? You are? I don't think so. Um, so very weird and very strange. But he wasn't the only one that folded. We have Angela Carini, who, just got beat up by a man, and forfeited her boxing match and was visibly upset over it and was crying. And I played yesterday videos of her in tears, her broken and defeated because she got beat up by this man. And now she is folding. Angela Carini has now apologized to Iman Khalif. I want to apologize to her. Oh, God. No. Why can't somebody actually be brave? Why can't somebody actually have conviction to stand by what they believe? Why do they have to use the pronouns? And everyone else, I was angry because my Olympics had gone up in smoke. Actually, if I were to meet her again, I would embrace her. Jason D writes, the man is her hermaphrodite. But he has XY chromosomes, biological male. So this is a male. At least if everything I learned in biology is correct, this is a male. All right. Let's read this story. I'm disappointed, y'all. Because this is how, if she had actually just stood up and continued and doubled down, you could apply pressure to them and maybe things would change. But how can we sit here and defend and speak up for women when they aren't even willing to stand up for themselves? How is anything going to change if they're not willing to stand up for themselves? Like, imagine what an impact she would make if she was actually willing to stand by her own convictions and say, no, this is wrong. If she actually followed, oh God, why am I forgetting her name? The swimmer. God, what's her name? Very popular swimmer that was competing against Leah Thomas. She was willing to stand up for convictions. It cost her everything, but she was willing to do it. And if you're not willing to do it, you don't even have a right to get upset if you're not willing to stand up. And especially if you're going to apologize for it, you have nothing. He should be groveling at your feet, apologizing for being a weirdo. So she issues an apology, blah, 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 blah. Angela Carini has issued an apology to Iman after the controversial end to their Olympic boxing event on Thursday. The 25-year-old abandoned her fight against Khalif after 46 seconds, having taken a heavy punch to the face from the Algerian opening exchanges. Carini was heard telling her coach, "It's not fair, and it hurts like hell," before the fight was called off and Khalif was announced the winner. The Italian was distraught in the ring and opted not to follow tradition as she refused to shake Khalif's hand after it was raised by the referee. That was the right move. She did the right thing. She responded how she needed to respond. But now all that has been undone because she's apologizing. She's caving to the mob. She's betraying herself and real women by doing this. And it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Women need to be able to actually stand up for themselves. Because we can do it, but we're taken far less seriously than the person that's actually competing in the event. What a message it would send if these women band together and just are like, no, we're not going to fight. We're not going to play this game. We're not going to compete with men. This is insane, and we will not do it. I think that would send a very powerful message and would encourage other women to stand up. But when you shrink back and you do nothing, and then you grovel and try to get back in their good graces, we can't do anything for you. Riley Gaines, that's the name of the woman. Yeah, Riley Gaines actually has conviction. She actually stands up for what she believes in. And now, I'm not even going to defend this woman. Like, okay, well, yeah, I guess you kind of deserved it because, you're apologizing and groveling. So it is what it is. Now, now all those sad videos that we saw, it means nothing. It means nothing, man. And then she's also betraying her father, who she was upset about disappointing. Well, if you lost there were other avenues for you to fight and make a difference. Just disappointing. Just disappointing. All right. Let's talk about coffee. So, if you are tired of Starbucks, well, it's time to say goodbye to Starbucks because they're woke and gay, and say hello to Rumble's 1775 coffee. Unlike other brands, this is a coffee that backs free speech and is unapologetic about it. Visit 7075coffee.com. Use the promo code Studio40 to get 40% off any coffee subscription. The coffee comes in medium and dark roast. It also comes in pea berry, which is similar to Kona coffee. In other words, this stuff is premium. Okay, cool. I gotta work on those guys. But all right, let's talk about something not political for a little bit because I'm tired of it. It's been politics heavy lately, and I've actually wanted to go in an opposite direction. I really kind of want to tone down on politics, but it can't be avoided. It just can't in this season, gearing up for the election. I'm gonna have to talk about it. It just is what it is. All right. So this is allegedly a UFO caught on camera. All right. Allegedly clearest UFO video in history filmed in Brazil. I feel like it's always happening in Brazil. A viral video allegedly capturing a triangular UFO flying over Curitiba. Man, I'm so bad with pronunciations. I'm gonna get called out on that eventually. Is being called the clearest footage yet of an unidentified aerial phenomenon. The object appears to have landing gears, which vanishes later in the footage. The video was posted by Zona de Koshida and has taken social media by storm. All right, let's see. Hold on. I want to see it large. All right, let's see. And is this high quality, or is it just gonna be this grainy? All right. All right. I mean, it's definitely a UFO. Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I'm always very skeptical of UFO videos. I'm just going to be real with you guys. I think there's more logical explanations than it being like an alien. Lol, clear. That's a dude spelunking. Yeah. I think so. My theories on UFOs are it could be a couple things. It could be a drone. I don't think this thing was moving in all that of an abnormal way. He panned the camera away, but I don't think it's anything that weird. Resident Kanto saying a man in one of those glide suits. Yeah, probably, or a drone. Or, like my theory too with UFOs is holographic technology, pretty good, pretty sophisticated. So you could do some wild things in the sky and make people believe it's a UFO. So I don't know. The only way I'm gonna believe it's like aliens is if it lands and aliens start coming out and vaporizing people. I'm just always going to call these things into doubt, but I do think it's interesting. And hopefully more details emerge as to what this thing actually was. But yeah, I think a man in one of those hang glider suits is probably a more viable option than it being visitors from another world. Should I do the eel story? It's disgusting. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I'm thinking about it. It's just gross. And I don't know if I want to read it. We'll do this story because I think this is interesting. All right. So this is from that Star Wars girl just watched episode 1 of Batman Caped Crusader, and here's what they did. Two-Face isn't crazy but nice. Oh, that's great. Well, a nice Two-Face. Kind of defeats the purpose of being Two-Face. Because he should have different personalities. Maybe one personality is nice, but also, evil and a villain. The voice acting for the Bats and others is awful. The Gordons are race swapped. She said swapped, but swapped. Alfred is fat. Batman uses a gun. So this, and I'll defer to Resident of Canta because he is, I would say, the Batman expert. But I'm pretty sure this is not something that Batman does. I'm pretty sure this is not part of his character. I'm pretty sure Batman doesn't pull guns out. I don't think I've ever recalled him using a gun other than a gun with a kryptonite bullet just in case Superman, he had a gun or a weapon with a kryptonite bullet just in case Superman went wild. But this is out of character. And she posts some of them. This Batman show was inspired by Golden Age Batman comics. Sorry, but I don't remember the Golden Age comics full of race-swamped characters and girl boss women who lecture all the toxic men, lesbians, or Harley Quinn. Funny how the source material only applies to some. So he originally had guns? Dang. I'm wrong. 1930, 1940. Okay, so way back. This is Harley Quinn. She looks like she put on some weight. Well, I issue a retraction. Batman evidently did use some guns. Left to right of Harley Quinn, we have Renee Montoya. I don't remember who that is. Jim Gordon and Barbara. So I take it this is Barbara, I'm assuming. I don't know. So hold on a second. Oh, no. No! All right. Yeah, here they all are sitting together. There's no hope for this show. They're fat. I can't tell the actual colors. She looks black, though. Here and here. And they both look fat. Oh, they weren't black and fat back then. Yeah, they weren't. But they are here. What is with them doing? Why do they have to be fat now? Like, all right, you're going to race swap them. Fine, whatever. All right. But making them, why are we encouraging this? No, we don't need fat representation in our cartoons. We don't even need it in our social media feeds. We don't need it in our magazines or movies, but especially our cartoons. All right. I don't know about you guys, but for me, if I'm watching like an anime or a cartoon, I'm doing it to escape the real world, to take me away from all this madness. Yet it's here in my face now. Everywhere I turn, you can't get away from it. Oh, it's so damn frustrating. And Batman hurts more because he was just such a masculine figure that I'm afraid of what they're going to do to him. That these girl bosses are going to rise up and end up policing him and restraining him, and he's not going to be that's just what's going to happen. It's just disappointing. It's just disappointing, and wokeness knows no bounds. They will creep into every possible thing you can imagine, and they're not going to stop. And they're going to continue to corrupt the minds of the youth, encourage people to be fat, lame, and gay. And I'm just tired of it. All right. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to cover this gross story. I'm sorry, guys. All right. I'm not going to read all of it because I don't want the details. But I don't want the details. But this is... So when I can almost promise you that the story that I'm about to comment on, this guy that did what he did is not a conservative. Now, keep that in mind because leftists are just calling us weird. But I'm pretty sure conservatives don't do this stuff, all right? Live 2-foot eel chews through a man's intestines after he put it up his rear end. Why? That poor eel, traumatized. And I'm glad it chewed through his intestines because that's disgusting. Oh man, who thinks of... How sick do you have to be to do something like that? A disgusting, slime. Like, who thinks to do... Like, how demented does your head have to be to think to do that? And I feel... Where is PETA? They should be kicking down this guy's door for what he did to this poor eel. That is if he's still alive. I'm not going to read the story to find out. It's just disgusting. It's just, why would somebody do this? Oh, God. I hate it here sometimes. All right. Last 2 more stories, and then we're going to wrap it up. Jason D, don't kink. No, I will kink shame. All right? You're going to do disgusting things. Leave the animals alone. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. This animal was so traumatized that he had to bite his way out to free himself. The only way that would have been worth it is if the eel busted through his chest like an alien. That would have been hilarious. But it did eat through his intestines, so I think hopefully he learned his lesson. Probably not though. All right, let's do this story or this video. This girl is trying to convince her husband to let her be a stay-at-home mom. Let's see how she does. We'll vote. Do you guys let me know if you think she should be a stay-at-home mom after we watch this video.
Oh no. What?
What is she doing? I'm gonna tell you right now, my wife would be having a heart attack. This would be like an eel situation for her. She'd be recoiling in horror.
So I've been buying mushrooms for like the last 3 weeks with the intention of making this meal, and I kept putting it off. So I have 3 different mushrooms, and I'm trying to figure out which one is spoiled and which one's the one I bought last week.
Have you heard of Google? You could just Google these things. It works. And they'll give you answers.
So, option 1, option 2.
Resident of Kanto writes, poor thing is ugly. Oh, God. Can't breathe. All right. Let's finish this.
So, option 3. I'm gonna have to wing it, but someone tell me in the comments which one is better. Okay, update. My husband went back and watched my grocery haul for last week, and these are the good mushrooms. Like, they have, like, these weird lines. Is this normal? Come over here. Is this normal?
Like in there?
Yeah.
That's part of the mushroom.
That is part of the mushroom?
Yeah. Those are the gills.
All right, come on.
Mushrooms have gills.
Oh.
Soundtrack is good. It makes it a little bit more bearable. She even wore a chef hat. What do you guys think? She should be a stay-at-home mom? I would be personally sending her to wife camp to learn how to cook. Failed. Yeah. What? She just put cheese on the potato. Like, she just threw cheese on the shredded potatoes. She didn't do anything. Dude, I can make these potatoes called funeral potatoes very easy. Someone like me can do it. Super easy dish she could have done. Instead, she literally just throws cheese on these shredded potatoes. And that steak looks like it's well done. And she didn't season, at least from what I'm seeing, the mushrooms. And the sin that my wife would have got her on is then she didn't use, she used seed oils. And my wife is like, seed oils will kill you. I don't know if they will, but she thinks they will. And, you know, we use all the good oils now. But no, not stay-at-home wife material. She needs to go to wife school and learn how to cook. I feel like cooking is so easy too. You know, and I'll be real with you guys. My wife did not know how to cook when we first got married, so I cooked everything. And now she chefs it up. She does a really good job. Took her a while. But man, I just feel like if you're by this woman's age, how the hell do you not know how to cook? All right. My wife had an excuse. She was young, you know, her mom worked a lot, so she was at home, so she didn't have an opportunity to learn. Like, how this woman has to be in her 40s, right? Like that. How do you not know how to cook? And if you don't know how to cook, just Google it. How to make a steak. How to season a steak. You don't even have to make your own. You just go pick up a good seasoning from the store, put it on there. Or if you don't want to get fancy, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, some butter. Chef's kiss. It'll be good. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to cook some of this stuff. So I feel bad for her husband. Hopefully he gets it together. Speaking of bad spouses, I'm not going to play this whole video. So I want to know your thoughts. So this is Pearl Davis. I've gotten to quite a bit of Twitter spats with Pearl, and she says here, cheat carefully. Now, before I play the video, do you guys think, just on reading that she is encouraging people to cheat. Because that's what I think when I read this, and I want to know if you're thinking the same thing. All right. Let's play this video.
Hi, if you have a father, a husband, or a boyfriend who was just on a flight from Charlotte, North Carolina to Seattle, Washington today, what's today, everyone? July 27th. The flight took off around 8 p.m. Listen up. I am very sorry to bear this news, but your husband, boyfriend slash father is a cheating dirtbag, and I will provide the information. When he got on the plane, he was on the phone with his wife, girlfriend, and their kids, two, maybe? Three kids. This is how specific it gets. And a lady came and sat next to him, to which she started conversation with him, and he hung up the phone with his wife slash whatever, to talk to this lady. Now this goes south very quickly. This man, cheater scumbag, and this lady both got very drunk and were fondling each other the entire flight. They got up and went to the bathroom together. Don't know what happened there, but I think we could all assume. We have a plot twist there, right there. That is them. So if you are related to that man or that woman, I'm very sorry. Let me continue on with the story. They got
Anyway, he is filling her up. Obviously cheating. But Pearl here says cheat carefully. So you would think, like, it seems like she's encouraging men to cheat, but do it better. And I have a message, you know, it's a little radical. Little crazy, but how about you just don't be a cheating scumbag? How about that? You don't have to worry about getting caught and a woman blowing up your spot on TikTok. If you're just a good human being, if you just, you know, those vows that you made to your wife, you honor them and you keep them, and you don't cheat on her. How about that? Next X says, so yeah, don't cheat. Simple. Yep. Resident Canto. Don't. Next X. Yeah. Pearl's gross. Yeah. Pearl's a problem. And if you call Pearl out on something like this, because this happens, she'll be like, I'm not encouraging men, you know, to cheat on their wives. I'm just stating a fact. You know, I'm just making an observation. She'll gaslight you and do these weird mental gymnastics to try to make it seem like she's not saying what she actually is saying. She does this all the time. So that's why I mention it. So yeah. So scumbag behavior. You got caught. I actually like this trend. Hey, we got Taylor Dude in the chat. Hey, bro. Hope you're doing good, man. I actually, you know, think that more people should do this. You know, make people think twice about betraying their vows. And this is actually, I think, a positive trend to shame cheaters into, you know, being more decent and thinking twice before they pull shenanigans like this, because it's just real scumbag behavior. I mean, he has kids at home, and it's just really disgusting. And I'm just and what's more disgusting is Pearl with her, you know, how many followers does she have? Almost 500,000 followers, encouraging men to be more careful when they do this. So scumbag behavior all around. Does not just to the man and the woman, but also to Pearl, who's encouraging other men to, you know, cover their butts while they cheat. So yeah, I found that pretty unsettling. All right, I think that's it for me. I hope you guys have a blessed weekend, and deuces.